Swirly Cloud screencast number 1, recorded by Mark Aylett, 5th of December 2015. So welcome to the screencast. Today we're going to be showing some of the retail quoting functionality that's been added to the platform. First off, I'm going to sign into the application. Bear in mind that we're using a dedicated offline mode today rather than the version that runs in the cloud. We've shown that before. We may show that version again in subsequent demos. And we're going to jump straight to the retail quoting side after we've created a new trader, the only trader at the moment. Okay, nice and simple, empty screen. Try to think about this screen, how it might look on a handheld device, right? So what we're aiming for here is a simple application on a mobile platform where a retail customer can ask a retailer for a price for a certain product. They'll be given a price that will be good for a certain amount of time, and they can either choose to accept or just ignore that price and let it expire, and therefore do the deal or not effectively. So where do we see this typically? All sorts of most online e-commerce systems, you're going to see a price, agree it, and then go through some kind of checkout process. A lot of the more recent FX platforms have very similar interface. The benefit here is this platform is cross-asset, and on the back end it's very transparent, which puts us in a good position for up-and-coming regulatory change. And also on the back end, it follows a systematic order book that, again, has a standard set of rules, which makes it transparent and allows for multiple liquidity providers or market makers to make markets effectively. So let's have a look at that. There's no liquidity in the system right now. There are no effectively market makers on the back end. If I try to ask for something, like we're going to be dealing with foreign exchange today, very simple. As I said, it's cross-asset, but we'll stick to foreign exchange. We're asking for a conversion between euros to dollars. There's no one out there, so let's, as we'd expect, we just see that there's no liquidity available. We can't give you a price. That's fair enough. Let's jump over to the what's effectively the wholesale side, or the order book. We're not going to talk about a lot of the mechanics of the order book today. Just the bare bones, just to get us up and running and put some liquidity into the system. In subsequent screencasts, I'm going to maybe dig into some of that detail, how it works. So let's imagine that we're maybe bank number 1. And I say imagine, that's kind of an important point here. I'm logged in as myself. I'm going to be making all of these markets as myself, and I'm also going to be acting as the retail customer as myself. That's going to be a little bit confusing when you see the trades dropping down, because you're going to see 2 trades for every deal that's done. They're going to basically represent both sides of the maker and taker, if you like. But let's just crack on here. Put some liquidity in. Lots. Don't worry about that terminology. Just think of it in terms of quantity, some quantity, right? So market maker, put some quantity in. Normally a market maker would make a two-way price, meaning that they'd quote on the bid side and the offer side. Here today we're just going to deal with the offer. And that drops into this book here. Effectively, this is the best price you're seeing here. It's top of book. Another market maker might make a different price with some more quantity, so a higher price. He may say, well, if I get a better price, or effectively I'm willing to sell more at a higher price, right? You can see the orders drop down here. So we now got 2 orders in the system. Up here, you're still seeing just the top of book. Okay, these prices are always going to show the top, but you can just drill down if you like and see the second and third level. We see on the second level When I say levels, this is these are kind of ordered by price. That second order. Maybe let's just put another 50 in on that second level. Make it a little bit more interesting. And that's now gone to 250 lots available at the second level. 2 orders at that level. 3 orders in total. Hope you're following this. That's probably all we need to do for now on the order side. Moving back over to the retail quoting. Obviously the screen hasn't changed. But we should now be able to get a quote. There's plenty out there. Let's start with a small one. There we go. We've got a quote. It's quoted us 45. So that was the top of book. Now we have an expiry. It's quite aggressive for this demo. It's 20 seconds. So what's going to happen is, effectively retail customer, do you want it or not? Make a decision. If you don't decide in 20 seconds, that quote's going to disappear. There it goes. Okay, so think of this in terms of like, booking seats on a plane, right? They're only going to be there, or they're going to be reserved maybe for an hour, just while you go through the checkout process. But at some point, they're going to drop back into and become available to other retail customers if you don't complete the checkout process. That's the kind of concept here. Again, think about not this screen, but how this might look on a handheld device. So this is all kind of API driven, using a nice RESTful API, so you can have many different manifestations in terms of the UI. All right, so that was fairly straightforward. It expired. Let's try again. And this time, let's say, okay, we want to take that price, right? That was a good price. There we go. We're done. We see the 2 trades here. This is the bit that I said would be a little confusing because in this case, we're both market maker and taker. We can see on the taker side, which was the retail customer side, we've taken that 45. The order was for 10 lots. There's none remaining, and we executed 10 lots. Slightly different on the market maker side. The original amount was for the 100. We've got 90 remaining. We've done 10. That should reflect in the order. If we skip back over to the first screen, let's have a look at the order. Is now in a traded state. As I said, 100 originally, price 45, residual 90, executed 10. As we'd expect, top of book has now dropped down to 90. You can obviously still see that second level of the book unaffected here. So one of the important things here is that when we match our orders on the retail side, we want to match with exactly one counterparty. We don't want to have multiple trades with multiple counterparties. That will make the settlement process very complicated and confusing to the retail customer, right? So that kind of functionality is reserved for the wholesale side. The retail side, you match with exactly one order, and when you're filled, we're going to send the trade to that market maker, and they can then deal with the settlement. Once trades are here, they give you it's obviously telling you what's happened, trade notification. You might get trade notifications in your email as well. You don't want this noise on the screen all the time. Once you're happy, just archive them away and you're done. So let's have a look now at a case where we would normally, if we were working on the wholesale side on the order book, we would kind of hit 2 orders. If we did over 100, over 90, for example, we could match 90 of the first order, and we'd take 10 of the first of the 2 orders at the second level. So let's put an order. Let's now ask for a quote in 100, and we'd expect it actually to be this price because there's insufficient liquidity at the first level, and we don't want to sweep the book. It's got to be one counterparty. There we go. What we have now is that quote for 46, which is the second level of the book. All right, so we could take that again and archive those away. The next thing I'm going to do here is I am going to clear down this order book a little bit, just so it's easier to see what's going on. I'm going to get rid of that first quote, the partially traded one at the first level, and I'll get rid of that third one as well. Let's just cancel those out, and that will leave us with the one order. Now top of book is 46. So the important thing here is that the market maker, once they've made a price, if there are pending quotes against that order, the market maker cannot actually cancel them until the retail customer has either decided to accept them or not. If they do try to cancel, the order will go into a pending cancel state, and it will be held until all quotes against that order expire, at which point it will be cancelled. Now the market maker would be expected to take this into account in the price, right? So if for that period, whatever it is, 20 seconds or more, the market moves against them, well, they're going to have to take that risk, and they can factor that into the price, the spread effectively. So let's show how that would work. We've got the 100 lots here now. We'll go back to the quoting side and put in 10 lots and put a couple of quotes in, right? There you go, 3 quotes. Clock is ticking, so let's move along here. This order, market maker wants to cancel it. Slightly funny abbreviation, pending cancel. He's waiting now for these quotes to expire. So what we expect to happen is when we get to 20 seconds, as you just saw then, the order will disappear from the working side and it will move along to the done side. So that 100 has now been cancelled. Equally, the quotes have disappeared, right? We didn't actually accept them. So this is the general, system we have in place currently for the quoting side. Nice and simple, works well for retail. We can talk more about the order book perhaps in the next screencast and some of the other updates that have happened over the past year. But that's all for now. So thanks for watching. If you have any feedback, please send it to me. You can email me at send it to feedback@swirlycloud.com. Thanks again. Until next time, goodbye.